Spring storms will soon be on the horizon, sooner than any of us would like.
Not going to be long. In fact, some parts of the country have already seen it far ahead of schedule. The National Weather Service is already gearing up by expanding its team of storm spotters. 6
First Alert meteorologist Jade Steffens attended a spotter training class.
When severe weather moves in, it's all hands on deck for the National Weather Service.
It really takes a team of people for public safety.
And that group effort expands past the office.
We have our tools at the office that we can use to see storms, like our radar, our satellite. But we really need that ground truth from our spotters. They are our eyes.
Every year, from February to April, the Omaha NWS holds storm spotter training classes for the public and first responders.
We're going to offer you advice on what to look for, what we're looking for, and then how to be safe.
So we have decided to take it upon ourselves to go out and do some storm spotting this year and probably years into the future. And without having the official training, we can't go out and do that.
The classes reach counties far and wide across Nebraska and Iowa, providing a basic understanding of spotting techniques, thunderstorm structure, how to report a storm, and most importantly, how to stay safe.
Educating the public and their first responders on that terminology, right? How to report it. Is it softball size hail or marble size hail? All those things become critical for us to issue warnings.
Those who complete the class are considered official storm spotters, with the ability to report storms and serve as a resource for the NWS if severe weather is in their area.
We need our firefighters, we need our police, we need the public out there being our eyes and really watching that storm structure and telling us what is falling out of the clouds, storm motion, which way it's moving. Just so we can keep public safety in mind and keep folks safe.
On your side, Jade Steffens, 6 News.
Now, there are some upcoming classes, both virtual and in person. They are free and open to the public. Pre-registration is not required. For more on that, you can find this story on WWT.com.